Hey everybody, Mike Vacchi, Princetontrader.com here with, it's a midday, it's noon, it's 12:03 p.m. Eastern time. I didn't have a chance to I was out of pocket all morning, running around like any of us that have, life gets in the way, right? So I wanted to come in and do a midday update, talk about where we are, and talk about potentially where we're headed. We've talked about this consolidation area on the daily. The Bears did something pretty bad yesterday to themselves, yesterday morning at 10:30, when they took it down to 79.75 and they just could not get up and through. It's been great vol. It's been great trading all week in the room. That it created, areas to buy. We ended up, long a couple of different places and long into last night. And it's just, we were long 12.5, we were long 42.5. We took all that off going into this morning. And we talked this morning in the chat room about how price was going to dictate things. People were talking about the Bears are this, the Bears are that. And it's like, look, this thing, there's trend lines you can draw on this thing. But, it looks like if you look at it in the big perspective, what are we doing? Some kind of a flag here? It hasn't broken down, and shoot, if it breaks out of the, look, I'm no flag expert, but if the Bears drop the ball here potentially, there was a lot of room to take things up. You go back to areas like 44.60, and you start looking at all-time highs. If you look at the hourly chart, we talked in the last webcast about, below 42.60 opens a leg down. And the big areas like weekly pivot, 9-day, and monthly pivot had all been acting as resistance. Well, yesterday they leave that high or low right there, 79.75. And then they spend the rest of the day basically taking it back in, testing 94.75, 95. This is an hourly chart, 96. Eventually converting that 4,300, and then up we go, and it never stopped. So they have lost the 100-day, the 9-day, the weekly pivot, the monthly pivot, the daily mid-band, the hourly mid-band. And we are heading towards the 50-day up here at 44.32. We'll see, where we are. It's getting back to the high from Tuesday, September the 28th. I've talked a few times in the room about how we're doing the setups now and how excited I am and how I think it's, bringing some really good results to clients. So we've only done 2 setups today. It's been a pretty straightforward day. So 9:31 this morning, they can't convert 88. They can't convert 86. They can't do any of these things. So we end up in a long with our risk marker at 90. With the worst entry, I wanted people in 91.5. We did our standard profit plan. We're rooms long 91.25. But everybody needs to be in no worse than 91.5, give or take a tick or two. When you're doing market orders and things like that, there's always some slippage. But the reality is we lay it all out. This shoots to your phone. It shoots to Slack. It shoots to wherever you want it to shoot to. And you say, okay, 91.5, I want to do that. So off we go. Ended up being a really nice 20 handle runner for us that we let come in from 30 handles, the high being 21.5. They come and they do a bias. They convert our upper level here at 44.10 quarter this morning. And it comes back and it retests that level. And we love it when it does that. Little bias, retest trade for us. So 11.20 we put it out, against 44.10, against the prop level. And we're not risking any more. The risk is stated there, 1.5 handles, 1.5 handles. Wanted everybody in 12 or better, standard thing. So we're in the 11s, some people got 12, and we like to go even stop after we get a couple of handles to the good. So right now what we've had is another profitable trade. Some people are just letting this work because of all the handles we've done this week, just kind of taking a flyer to see if it's going to lift up and through. Instead of doing 6 on their third, they'll do 10. Everybody can do what they need to do. But I just wanted to lay out for people that aren't in the room, this is what they look like. This is what they come out. And if you've been a subscriber before, we've taken this and we've honed it so many different ways now and carved it into something that's really functional for everybody. that where it's like, look, here's the line in the sand. Here's where I need you in. No worse than that. And typically we can do better. This came all the way back and traded as low as 09.5. So there's a lot of people that are in better than 12, but if you have to be in at 12, you have to be in at 12. So anyway, that's how they work. I'm not going to start harping on them. I'm not, because this has brought tremendous results to the folks that we're seeing, the people that have been around a little while, that have been around a long while. It just adds a lot of clarity to a situation that, tends to be more art than science when we're trying to trade and get into trades and do things like that. So I got some questions in the Facebook group. I got some questions on the side. Hey, you're talking about these new setups. What does it look like? This is exactly what it looks like. That's exactly how they work. And not every single one of them works, but we do pretty good. So these are the two that we put out today. So as far as the rest of the day goes, what do the Bulls need to do? The Bulls need to take out 21.5. They need to deal with the 50 up here in 26s and try to reach and go. The Bears, they have to do what they're doing right now. They got to fight back. They have to at least turn this into a chop zone. They need to try to get back below 08, somehow get back and try to close below the daily mid-band here, in the 91s. It's a long way down, but if they can pull that off, then what you're left with then on the daily chart is a little bit of a, the candle will look like the potential, like they potentially rejected. So look, we're not rooting for one side or the other. The only thing we ever root for is vol, and we have vol. So everybody have a fantastic rest of the day. Be safe, be healthy, take care. Come check us out. Come check us out. Join the free Facebook group. Do yourself the biggest favor. Come check out the room. It's a lot of great people, and we're doing some really good, solid things in there to teach people how to do this stuff. And I firmly believe we can make you a better trader. Take care. Trade them well. Talk to you soon.